back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well. It's been a while since I've shown you my work in progress projects, and this is because I've been working on them pretty much consistently now for the past, I'd say for the past few weeks, more or less. And I'm in no rush to finish them. I mean, I do want to finish one of them soon, just because it would allow me to then consider starting a new project. And I've been so tempted to start a new one right now, but I'm trying to hold back just because then this would add another project to my list of WIPS, and yeah, and I can see that just the list just increasing and increasing. So yeah, that's not a good idea, I guess, for now. But yeah, I'm going to show you the ones I've been working on today and the past few weeks as well. I mean, I was traveling 2 weeks ago, so I didn't bring with me most of my WIPs. I just brought one WIP that I was doing, which was the butterflies, the recent finish that I made. But yeah, I didn't bring any other WIPs because I was too scared of losing them. So you hear horror stories, and so it's like, better safe than sorry. So yeah, I kind of, as soon as I got back from traveling, I was like, you know, I literally had this stitching bug where I just had to, you know, I just felt so motivated to cross stitch, and so I just continued working on my WIPs, in particular these two. So the first one, I mean, I think I showed this to you already, but yeah, I did a few Stitch With Me sessions on this one, and as you can see, I've done a lot of progress on this one. So I've been working pretty much all over here, and yeah, and also I did part of the clouds here as well, and yeah, I'm trying to kind of work on this side, like going downwards rather than horizontally like I was doing before, because I was doing the tree and the sky, and yeah, it's too much. So I kind of preferred doing this side here where there's all these flowers and different colors, because I just thought, you know, that's the kind of the bulk of stitches that I need to do, and there is a lot of color still, and you know, flowers and a lot of other like different things that I need to add to the project. So and it will all, hopefully it will all fit in as well. I'm not too sure though, just because this is not the Aida that I used, that came with the project. So because it was a stamped Aida, and I actually decided to just not do the stamped one and just used another piece of Aida that I had laying around, which I didn't really think about measuring, which I should have. I kind of just went by eye really, and kind of guessed that it would probably fit, but who knows. So there's like for the people that know kind of the chart, there is a little bridge over here, and then there's a little path with all flowers, and yeah, so there's still a lot to do on this one. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I've done a lot of work on it yesterday and this morning as well. I was on my night shift at work and it was so quiet, really quiet for hours and hours and hours. And I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna do a little bit of this. And I just got carried away, honestly. I was just watching Flosstube and just stitching away. And so I managed to do a lot of the sky, nearly finished part of the sky, and managed to do a lot of this greeny bit. I think I miscounted a little bit around here where this kind of front door is. So yeah, I can't be bothered to frog it all, honestly. It just makes me cry wanting to frog that. So I'm not going to frog it, and I don't, you know, I honestly don't think it's noticeable anyway. So yeah, that's this project here. And then the other one that I've been focusing on majorly today, and again other days this week as well, I've been rotating between the two of them, is this one here. So this is part of the Lakeside Dimensions cross stitch, and I've been I've been trying to focus on really small sections, and my goal was to kind of finish doing this mini house or like building kind of thing, and I've set myself this goal for weeks and weeks and weeks, and to be honest, there's so much, you know, to fit in, so many details to the actual chart that I kind of felt at some point I was going everywhere but on the building. So I was focusing everywhere else rather than just doing the house, which is, yeah, I mean, it's not helpful, I guess, but I was just trying to make it more varied in a sense. I don't know if you find this as well, but sometimes, you know, cross-stitching one section of the chart for too long or for too many hours or for too many days as well, I mean, for me, it just makes me feel so so tired after some time, and I need a change. I need to be focusing on another part of the chart. So yeah, I mean, I know there's another kind of house over here as well, which I will have to do. And there's also a page 2 to the project as well. So there's a lot still to be done for this one. And I have to say, today I was so tempted to just start page 2 because it looks so pretty. But I was like, no, I can't. I have to avoid doing that because it does. I mean, if I start doing cross country, I know I'm going to make mistakes here and there. And I'm trying my hardest to avoid it now. Although I have to say, I used to love doing cross country, but it's just, yeah, I've noticed that I've been doing a lot of silly mistakes when I'm doing it, so I'm trying not to. Yeah, so yeah, this one is the one I'm working on tonight. I was, as I said, I was tempted to start a new one tonight, but I just got carried away with this one. And it's just, you know, when you start seeing the picture coming, like, you know, showing up, it's like you just want to see it, you just want to, you know, add more and more details to it. And yeah, so I've been watching a few different, you know, channels of Flosstubers, and I actually follow quite a few, and I always enjoy watching their videos or live streams, and also just learn, you know, new tips, because, you know, it's you know, it's a constant learning curve and process. Okay. So, oh, and by the way, I don't know if you've noticed my frame. This is not my usual hoop that I have. This is the new frame that I got from 123 Stitch, and it's from Nerd. I think they've got a website as well. And yeah, it's so, I mean, I've had a few issues, to be honest, trying to put the Aida in between the frame. I don't know why, but I think I still have to get used to that, because it's completely different from how the hoop is. And I guess with the hoop it's slightly easier to just put the frame in between. So I think it's just me having to get used to it. And yeah, it's so tight. I mean, like, yeah, I do need to kind of tighten it up sometimes, just when I feel it's kind of loosening up, but majority of the time it just feels great. And I think this is the best thing is about there's no corners. You can just cross stitch up to the corner, which is amazing. No having to move things around. So yeah, that is this one. And actually I think I'm going to do some cross stitch on this one. I'm going to continue doing this for a little while. Just checking this out. Ooh. So I think I've finished. I've literally been using this thread for like probably the whole afternoon. It's been, and I think I've finished everything now, in terms of this color here. I hope so. But yeah, so okie dokie. So my back, as you can see, is a bit of a mess. And to be honest, I mean, I don't know, it seems just too messy. It feels like it's a very furry kind of animal on the back. And I was thinking of trimming it, but I don't know whether that's something that, I mean, I always say I'm going to trim it, but then I just feel, you know, who's going to see that? No one. Probably just me. But yeah. So, okay, what colour do I need to do? Okay, so okie-dokie. I'm trying to buy, I mean, I've got a wish list. Oh gosh, I've got so many wish lists of cross stitch that I need to get. Different, different businesses like Lakeside, and then I've got Marika. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well. Or I've also got there's another one as well. I think it was mainly, yeah, Lakeside and Marika. Mill Hill beads and cross stitch kits. Wow, I find that so fascinating, really. But I was thinking of making an order just for the like organizers, because I mean, I've got a box of organizers for bobbins, but it's half broken and it's not very secure, which is not good. So I'm thinking of I'm thinking of not using the organizer anymore in terms of the plastic like storage for the bobbins. I'm trying to find a way to store my threads more easily with Annie's keepers. Basically Annie's keepers they've got like they've got plastic organizers that you can, with little bags as well that come with it, and basically for every plastic organizer. It's like a rectangular like organizer, similar to like a key hold. Basically, it holds a lot, like a bunch of different threads, and you can sort them out by color or shades, or yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't really know whether that's clear enough, but I would, you know, if you have the curiosity to go and see what this is about, then, you know, you can always search this up on Google and it should come up if you put Annie's Keepers, and they have literally, they seem a little bit expensive, but I think, yeah, they would really help me out, especially if you're doing like a wide, like full coverage, but wide full coverage piece. Sorry, my semantics today are all over the place. So yeah, okie dokie. So I'm gonna do this part in there, which is the eye. Is okay. What is the eye? Pink, rose. Oh, there's another pink. Oh, another pink. Actually, I'm going to do the black because I'd rather just do black now. Black. Yeah, it makes sense just to do the black. Just to change it a little bit. Is this? What is the? Oh, okay. Luckily, I've got a lot of black. I tend to finish my black very easily. Maybe because of backstitch, or I don't know, it just tends to finish quite easily for me. And so I'm kind of glad I still have some. Oopsie. Right, my threads are all over the place. It's not good. I should be really sorting this out. I always say this, but then I never do. So it's kind of like, wow. Okay. And one thing that has worked really well for me, and I actually thought I would share this with you, especially if you're feeling like some days you're feeling too tired to cross stitch, or you're finding it hard to get the motivation, because, you know, let's face it, we're all gonna have days where we're gonna be feeling like too tired or too stressed out, and we just don't have the energy to do any cross stitching, and it happens to everyone. So I mean, what I feel has been working really well for me has been just taking it one day at a time, and just really rotating the projects. So not spending like too many days on one fixed project, but trying to rotate, trying to swap between the two. So I mean, I have other WIPs as well that I could be, you know, focusing on, but these two that I've shown you today, I mean, I feel are the ones that need my attention the most right now, because I mean, realistically, I don't think I'm going to be finishing this project anytime soon. Probably still a few months till, I mean, say another, who knows, I mean, how many months still, but I'm figuring out that if I'm cross-stitching this every so often and I don't neglect this, then I might actually be able to finish it, who knows. It does feel like it's really long sometimes, and I, you know, so I just try and focus on very small sections of the chart so that I don't feel like I'm getting overwhelmed by it, because it's so easy to just, you know, be overwhelmed by, you know, how much you have to do, and and it just gets too much. So yeah, so just trying to figure out, okay, the black oops. Okie dokie, black. Okay. I'm just going to check that it's okay. I actually like the contrast between black and this kind of, these different shades of pink and kind of, yeah, salmon pink. Oh, I hate this when it happens. I just hate it. It keeps on happening so often now. Every time I'm trying to like thread the Aida, it just starts to, I don't know, another thread comes up. So yeah, 2. Okay. So I still do the half stitches. So I do half stitches, and then I basically just I then go back to do the full crosses. Just makes it easier for me. I appreciate everyone has their own way of doing things, you know, so there's no right or wrong, which I kind of think makes it all the more enjoyable, you know, there not being any rules in cross stitch, and there being just the flexibility of, you know, you choosing which way is best and having that control over, you know, how, like, that control over your project and how, you know, what outcome it will be, you know, what kind of outcome you achieve and everything. So so I think these are the windows. I think it's a really big window. I think it's already like 4 squares down. I'm really trying to follow a bit of a self-care routine as well now, just to allow myself to decompress after a day at work, or, you know, just if I've had a quite stressful day. And I tend to do cross-stitching a lot after work and before bed. It just really helps me unwind, and yeah. I know that there are people who like to cross-stitch in the mornings as a way to kind of wake themselves up, which for me is completely the opposite. I mean, if I'm super sleepy, half asleep, I mean, I need to have that time to kind of, you know, have breakfast first and just, you know, not really jump into doing cross-stitching, because half asleep I kind of know that I'm going to make some mistakes. So okay, I've seen so many wonderful wonderful projects from people doing heaven and earth designs, and wow, I always think that takes so much patience to do. I mean, yeah. I really admire people who just take on those kind of, you know, really big projects, and yeah. Oh, let's see. It's been really cold in England lately. A lot of rain, and yeah, just wind. But yeah. Have you guys got any plans for Halloween? I, for one, don't have any plans, but we're thinking of possibly going to a Halloween party, like dress-up party, me and my partner. He's adamant that he wants to go to a Halloween party dressed up as the guy that does, you know, Scream, you know, the kind of black hooded guy with kind of a mask on that, you know, goes and kills people, you know, carries a knife and everything. He loves horror movies, and yeah, so that's the kind of person he wants to dress up like. I'm not too sure what I want to dress up as. I mean, I was actually tempted to dress up as, I mean, not as the same old like witch or cat that I used to be. I used to like pick always that, even when I was young, so like when I was a child. But yeah, I'm thinking of something else now. I'm not too sure what. But yeah, I've got so many like fun memories of going and trick or treating during Halloween with my friends at school, and it was so fun, so fun. I mean, although I have to say, in Italy, we don't celebrate Halloween as much as we do over here or in America as well. So at the time, I mean, I'm just talking years and years ago, when I was probably like in my teens, really. So yeah, 13, 14. When we went trick-or-treating, a lot of the people were really annoyed at us, and they were not really happy about it. But we kind of used that as a way to kind of just play pranks on people and, you know, do the trick side of things. Yeah. I'm also a bit worried about this whole COVID thing, so I don't know whether a Halloween party, I mean, how that would work, to be honest. Especially because it seems like there's an increase in deaths and hospitalizations, and it's just, yeah, you just hear that pretty much like every day. And the last time I actually saw a conference, there was like a COVID conference recently, I think it was sometime last week, and I just came across it and I was like, oh, that's strange. Like haven't had one for like months and months and months. So for me, like COVID has already ended, but then no, it's gone. It's come up again. So yeah, there's a lot of debates on whether we're going to have another lockdown or not, which I kind of hope we don't, but oh well. Out of our control, I guess. Mm. Just sipping some tea. I am a tea drinker. I am not a coffee drinker. I usually do I do drink coffee, but if I'm at work then I will. But if I'm not at work, tend not to, because it just makes me feel super hyper and nervous and anxious, and it's not helpful. So I just go with tea. And I like the fact that there's you can, you know, choose what kind of tea you want to make, and so I've got like, yeah, different choices there. Because I think I've done the black there. And what else do I need to do? Black. Oops. Okay, so there's another one here. It's black. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Another thing as well that really helps, I mean, relax, and just, you know, self-care and everything. I mean, I'm finding it so relaxing. Other than cross stitch, also just listening to like sleep meditations or sleep hypnosis. There's a channel on YouTube. Oh, I don't remember the name of the channel, but it's really, if you just type into YouTube sleep meditations or sleep hypnosis, you'll get a range of different, you know, channels that provide that. And oh my god, I mean, especially the hypnosis, I find that so powerful. I mean, the voice, how it's just like, you know, the sound of the voice, and how it really just relaxes you just by listening, you know. And I've had so many like good nights, like sleeps. I've been sleeping really well since I've started listening to those at night, because, you know, sometimes it can be really hard to switch off. You know, you start thinking about the next day or what you still have to do, and then it's like, you know, before you know it, you're basically overthinking things, and it's past your bedtime, and yeah, it's not easy. And I've also noticed that if I'm sleep deprived, it just affects my, you know, patience levels. I'm not as attentive, and I, you know, maybe I also lose motivation to do cross stitch, as it requires a lot of attention to detail. When you're feeling sleep deprived, it's really hard to just to do any stitching without making mistakes. So that's it for me tonight. I'll be doing another Stitch With Me session soon, which will be a video dedicated to a stitching session. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, please do like my video and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye everyone.